All right, so hello and welcome to this video. We are going to talk about an article that Newsday wrote actually a while ago. I just haven't had a chance to read it to you, but it says Long Island Railroad numbers reveal busiest branch and where most tickets are sold, and you will be surprised to learn that a lot of the mainline stations are actually the busier stations, or maybe not surprised. So it says this picture here is taken in 2019 on a Huntington train from Penn Station. So it says Ronkonkoma, Hicksville, Babylon, and Huntington top the LIRR's list of busiest stations and train lines in what has been a year of strong recovery for the railroad, according to a snapshot of the ridership released this week by the MTA. The MTA released Long Island Railroad ridership numbers and tickets sold from January through November, not including sales from Penn Station, Grand Central, and Jamaica stations. Among the highlights, the Huntington Port Jefferson Branch was the busiest for ridership with 10.8 million trips this year through November. That's right, the Huntington Port Jefferson, not the Babylon branch. The Ronkonkoma station sold the most off-peak tickets, 656,000 for the year through November. The Hicksville station sold the most monthly tickets, 23,000. And the branch with the most monthly tickets sold was Babylon with 120,000. So you can see what this kind of shows you what's going on here is that the commuter ridership on the Babylon branch happens to be the strongest, and that's because of the Wall Street crowd that uses it, and that's why they get all the extra favoritism that they get. All right, even though when you compare the whole ridership picture, off-peak riders or reverse-peak riders, which tend to be not as high income, actually it's the main line that carries more people. Daily ridership reached more than 227,000 passengers in May, setting a record since March 2020 at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. LIRR ridership has not yet returned to pre-pandemic levels of nearly 250,000 daily passengers. The station with the most city tickets sold was Bayside, Queens, with 242,000. The LIRR's strong recovery in 2023 can be credited to the addition of a major hub in Midtown and a third track on the main line, which coincided with a historic 41% increase in service, at MTA spokesman Michael Cortez. The added service and significant and improved reliability have helped the railroad record post-pandemic ridership records, Cortez said. And of course, they've got to interview Lisa Daglian, executive director of the of Riders. I'm sorry, more like Fraudsters Alliance, but she's the executive director of the PCAC, the Permanent Citizens Advisory Committee to the MTA, which of course she has no business being on because of her relationship with Riders Alliance, but she's corrupt, and we all know why. I don't know why she's still there, and of course they have to interview her, of course. But anyway, getting back to the article, it says, she said that the latest ridership numbers show commuters are coming back to the LIRR and want options to select tickets to save on peak fares. We're seeing more people back on board, which is a great sign, and using different types of tickets, Daglian said. Hopefully the MTA will increase the flexibility of ticket types with more options for when people travel and what options are being offered. Daglian lauded the MTA for adjusting schedules with the opening of Grand Central Madison and urged further discounts as the Omni ticket system is launched on the LIRR. She said ridership also should improve as Manhattan implements congestion pricing, but the MTA will have to continue to upgrade service as an incentive to take the train rather than to drive in the city. Congestion pricing is designed to get people out of their cars and onto transit, and there needs to be good service first, which is a cornerstone the MTA is doing, and it's key that trend continues. The MTA releases its more detailed annual ridership report in February, and we will go over that when it is released. But hey, with mainline stations are doing well, and this is good news for the main line, and it's another reason why the main line deserves even more service than it's getting, and in some ways maybe the Babylon branch is overserved. So that is, I mean, I could see 3 trains an hour going to Ronkonkoma. I really could. Though again, the ridership on the Huntington Port Jefferson branch was the busiest, which is just another reason why I think that they need to have the Port Jefferson line needs to be upgraded. It needs to be electrified first of all, but in the meantime, I think that they should have the Port Jefferson diesels going to Jamaica, all right, or at least have an extra train when they get to Huntington that will make limited stops. So, all right, you're gonna have, let's say, you're gonna have 3 trains an hour out of Huntington, or you can have it go to Hicksville and connect up with a a third Ronkonkoma train an hour. But there needs to be additional service on the main line. Babylon is getting too much service, and this kind of shows it right here. So there you go. So this is this confirms pretty much what we said here. But it's because of the branch with the most monthly tickets sold was Babylon. And the LIRR, those monthlies are bought by the commuters, especially those people on Wall Street working in finance who commute to the city. And, of course, they're the ones that seem to have the, sway at the MTA, because the MTA is connected to Wall Street. The state government's connected to Wall Street. And that's why we see the imbalance that we see with service. And there needs to definitely be more service on the main line. Still, even though we've added a lot of off-peak service, there hasn't been a whole lot of peak service added. And I still think there needs to be more with that as well. So we're going to wrap up this video. So thank you for watching. I'm sorry for the delay in reading this article. I will provide the link, if I can find it, below in the video description. Thank you for watching.